Guys, so I want to talk to you today about the Special Forces TIE Fighter and how it may appear in X-Wing. There's been some speculation lately, especially after the Force Awakens came out, on how they might do it, if they might do it, and how it would really be different from the from the regular First Order TIE. They're very similar, but there is a couple of things that are going to make it look different. For one, like FFG's models are detailed really well, right? But you can see like the guns here don't come out that far, and the guns on this one come out a little farther. You also have the turret here at the bottom, which swings. Now I'll talk about the turret more in a second. These panels on the wings are a little bigger, but this could just be an artifact of the toy. The Black Series is pretty accurate. One of the other things is this antenna up top. Now originally I thought this was a gun because it comes forward, but it really does look like a gun. I mean, it really, really does. Look at those little circles in the tube, the cooling vents and stuff. But in the movies, it's up like this, right? So I don't know, maybe. Granted, it could still be a gun. It could still be a gun trying to shoot up. And then the back is really the biggest difference, and we'll spin it around here. And the fact that it has the paint, but that's just a repaint. Why it's gonna have to be a different sculpt is because of this whole back section is drastically different than that back section, right? They look nothing alike. So that would make it a different sculpt, but it still wouldn't look all that similar. So I mean, they might make it a little bit bigger, but I think between the extra guns, the protruding tubes in the front and the different back, and the paint job, it'll look sufficiently different to at least be noticeable, like on the field, that it's different from this. Like from the side, it's probably going to look the same, but there might be a little smaller detail in there. Now, how are they going to do a turret? Some people have said, well, maybe they'll just make it a rear firing arc because you've got the wings here. How can you fire your turret through the wings? Well, I think it'll be a turret as opposed to a rear firing arc, and here's why. Look at a small base ship, right? I got Talon Bane Cobra right here. On this small base ship, you just have enough room for the frontal firing arc. If they were to put it through here, then they're going to have to put it through the other text, and it's going to interfere with both the pilot skill, the attack value, and then the shield value or lack thereof, as well as cutting through the name itself. So it's going to be really messy for them to do that on a small base ship. I mean, I'm not saying they couldn't, but they may have to redesign the actual card. Like they may have to put some of the stuff. They may have to reposition a couple of things, but I don't think they'll do that. I think instead they'll do a turret, and I want you to think about it like this. Here, let me pull this guy off of his peg. So instead of thinking about, oh hi Talon Bane Cobra, I'm firing at you with my turret, boom boom through the wings. Well, this is 3D space. Maybe he just goes like this, and then that bottom turret shoots, because it's right here where the peg would be, right? And that's going to be another thing that's going to be difficult about it, is there's a turret right there, and the peg's going to have to go into the turret. But the Special Forces TIE, having a turret, I mean, all it has to do is just kind of tilt on its axis a little bit, and it'll be able to shoot anybody. It just has to put its axis that way. And if this top piece actually is a gun, that would make sense why it's pointed up, because if it's a turret, it's obviously not going to point, that way at the wing. It's going to tilt on its axis a little bit and shoot up and in any direction. So this guy effectively makes a cone when he's got a turret down here. So he can shoot anything in this, getting bigger and bigger cone. So I have a feeling that we will see a turret slot on the Special Forces TIE if and when it ever does come to X-Wing. And the crux of it is just think of tilting the axis, and now you have a cone spread, as opposed to just the front cannons, which you can only shoot straight. So there we go. That's my take on the Special Forces TIE and how it might show up in X-Wing, as well as the gunner. I mean, I think we all know that there's a gunner slot in there, right? All right. Or crew